Hello everybody, welcome back to another video of Inspiration TV with Paul DeCoste. In this video, we will be talking about arithmetic. Now you guys might be wondering what is arithmetic. Well, if you really think about it, arithmetic basically means math, which is based on the four basic math operations: addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. So that's basically what arithmetic is. Now, before we start this video, I want to mention a link in the description. I want you guys to click on that. And when you click on it, it shows you some practice problems to practice what we did in the video. And another thing I want to mention is if you guys haven't watched the 4 videos of me doing addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division, then I suggest you guys go watch those videos first because they briefly explain what addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division is. And I did practice problems, in those 4 videos. So I suggest you guys go watch those videos first. And as always, like, comment, subscribe. Now let's start. So in this video, we are going to wrap up everything we learned from the last 4 videos and use them to solve really big arithmetic problems. So before we get into the word problems, we're going to do some practice problems to get you guys used to the word problems. So here's a problem. 5 times 6 divided by 3 plus 2. So, if you guys remember from the last video on how to do multiplication, we would multiply 5 times 6, which is 30. And then we divide that by 3. And then we would get 10. And then 10 plus 2 gives you 12. So we would get 12. So it's really not that hard. It should be easy. It's pretty easy if you actually know addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. And it's kind of like following the order of operations. But we're going to get to that in another video. For now, we're just going to focus on solving big arithmetic problems in this video. And before we move on, I want to mention that when you're solving problems like these, you always want to start from the left going to the right. It's never a good idea to start from the right and go to the left. So you always want to start from left to right. All right, next problem. I can just scroll down. 7 divided by 4 plus 3 times 5 minus 6. So if you guys realize something, well, if you guys watch the video of division and multiplication, you do realize we do have a bit of a problem if we look to the left of the problem. 7 divided by 4. So the thing is, 7 cannot divide into 4 because there is nothing times 4 will give you 7. So basically, if you have a problem like this, the best thing to do would be to do long division. So, as we did in the last video, we would use this symbol. Well, it's not a division symbol. We would put 7 here, and we would put 4 as the divisor. So, we need to think about what's close to 7. Well, if we use 2, we would get 8, which is bigger than 7. So we have to choose 1. And if we multiply it, we get 4. And we get a remainder of 3. So we would write this as fraction form, but we're going to get to fractions in the next video. But for now, as of right now, we're going to say that... Actually, I'm going to look it up in a calculator, actually. I'll be right back. Alright, I just typed the problem in a calculator and we got 1.75. So like I said in the last video, if it's not a number that you divide into, like 9 divided by 3, you would get a decimal number, like I said in the last video, if you remember. Or if you didn't watch it, again, I suggest you go watch it. Now let's get back to our problem. Back to our problem, we got 1.75. Whoops. 1.75, and we have to add it by 3, and this is kind of like adding, subtracting, multiplication, and division with decimals. And you guys probably don't know decimals. I'm not sure if you do, but if you do, that's awesome. And if you know how to add them, that's also awesome. But if you don't, then when I upload the video about decimals and about adding them, then you guys could watch it. So 5 plus 3 gives you 8. 7, 1, bring down the decimal, we get 1.78. So 1.78 times 5 . 5 times 7 gives you 35. Plus 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. You can use your fingers or count in your head. 5 times 4 equals 5. Plus 3 gives you 8. So you would bring down that decimal and you'd get 8.90. 8.90 minus 6. Again, like in the subtraction video, we can't do this, so we'll have to borrow from 9, change the 9 into an 8, the 0 becomes a 10, we get 4, 8, 8. So the answer is 0.84. I mean, 8.84. So that's our answer. So, if you realize the difference between these problems, if you really think about these arithmetic problems, that multiplication and addition doesn't matter. So, like, if you realize something for division, there's two things that matters in division. It needs to be a multiple of that number. But when you're focusing on subtraction, the only rule is the biggest number must go first and put the minus sign and put the smaller number there. For example, 8 minus 6. So you would have to put 8 first, because 8 is bigger than 6. But just because 7 by 4, as you just saw over here, you can't do 4 divided by 7, definitely not. And you can't do 7 divided by 4 either. So 7 and 4 can't go together when you're doing division. So, 2 rules for division and 1 rule for subtraction. So that's another thing that you should keep in mind of this video. Alright, now that you guys get the hang of it, we're going to move on to some practice problems. George has 46 books. He buys 6 more. If he were to subtract the amount of books he has now, how many books does he have? Alright, so let's break this problem down. So, we need to look for our keywords. So, if we were paying close attention, our keyword is more and subtract. So, we want to figure out how many books does he have now. So, the first step we would have to do is add 46 by 6, 12, 52, so you get 52, but we're not done yet though. So, he said he would subtract the amount. Well, basically it doesn't say the amount, so I forgot to add it to this problem, but let's imagine that he subtracted 35 books away from that amount. Let's say he wanted to subtract 35 books. And as you may notice, we have a bit of a problem. So we borrow from 5, 1, 4, 1 over 17. Alright, so I forgot to add 35 to the problem, but they won't do that to you on homework or on a test. So George has 17 books. Alright, let's move on to the next problem. Right. Sarah has 36 chocolate bars in each 6 bags. If he were if he were to multiply that amount to each chocolate bar by 2, how many chocolate bars does he has in his bag? So 36 bags. So if we were to divide 36 chocolate bars by 6, if we wanted to know how many groups, there should be, like, if we divide 36 into 6, we do know that in each 6 bags there are 6 chocolate cookies, but the total is 36. So now that we know that in each total 6 bags there are 6 chocolate bars, so in the problem it says if you were to multiply that amount by 2, so like as if he doubled the amount of chocolate bars he has by 2, we would get 12, because 6 times 2 gives you 12. So he would have 12 chocolate bars in each bag if he were to double that amount. So thanks for watching this video. As always, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.